can, like, apparently update your blueprints. We also got a weapon there. We got, like, the first gun upgrade. The AI is really bad at upgrading designs, so I don't suggest doing it for anything unless you absolutely have to. We also do want to get biology, so let's work on this. Ideally, we'll finish that right when we finish building this. Now, one thing that's important to keep in mind is you do get diminishing returns. So, like, see, the first guy is 5 food, then 4, then 3, 3, 3. Similarly, 4, 3, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1. So there's an advantage to, like, splitting your... It's an advantage to split your production and food and all that jazz. That's it. This costs 40 production, so it would be nice to get this down to 4 turns. Of course, by doing that, the planet is now starving, so that's not good. I can do 9, 11, 9, 11 and get it out in 4 turns. So I think I'll do that. I wouldn't do this much micro early on, except that. Early in the game, it's probably worth it. Do I get research if I have no one? Alright, so actually, let's just drop that. 6 now. I do want to have this done by the time that this auto factory is done. What if I put 1 person on research? Do I get the rounding up here? Yeah. Alright, let's do this. I get the rounding up bonus here. Might as well take advantage of math that works in my favor, right? Get the rounding up bonus. Of course, the planet's not growing right now. It's going to take 39 turns to grow, but that's okay. We can get stuff done. The stream DC'd for 40 seconds. Is it back up? Are we streaming right now? Looks like we are. Yep, alright, looks like we're up and running. Thanks, so. Yeah, if it goes down, don't hesitate to let me know. But it looks like it's okay. I don't know. Sometimes stuff like that happens on my end. Alright, so now I'll get the chance to check out what's in some of these systems. I guess maybe next turn. So that's asteroids there. And looks like this is a star lane that heads here. By the way, I don't really like the star lanes, but they're in the game and not much we can do about that. Alright. Next turn. Alright, so you check out this planet and hope we get something good. Let's see. Volcanic, that's not good. This planet has no food. Not where we want to go, for sure. Let's hope the other planet's a little bit better than that. Not a good planet to go to. Alright, let's see what's over here. That's better. This is not a great planet, but it's a lot better than the other one. Medium, swamp, abundant, normal gravity. Alright, it's an alright planet. Nothing spectacular, though. How about down here? Let's see. This is a terrible planet. Small, radiated, poor, low gravity. At least the low gravity doesn't affect us, but not too good. ISO system error. So, one planet that's okay on quality. The other ones are pretty lousy. But, I guess we'll just roll with it for right now. Hope we get something better over here. Before we get into combat, we must have discovered something. Pirate fleet? Oh, there's pirates down here. Okay. Well, our frigate this is our only armed ship, so we can actually deal with them. And this is also not a very good planet because it has no food. It's large and abundant, but it has no food. So, not great. Gonna have to keep going. Gonna have to keep venturing in search of a home for this colony ship. And that is not it. That's not gonna get it done, so... Tried to head in that direction, but didn't get anything good.
Oh, controller,
Oh, it's Orion. Okay, well, we found Orion. So that's good to know. Orion is like a super planet, but it's guarded by an incredibly powerful ship that we will not be able to defeat for a very, very long time.
furthermore, controller, you might want to see this.
Now we found an anomaly, like a goody hut. Alright, another radiated world. Can I find planets that aren't radiated? Thanks. Anyway, so we've got a little backline area tucked in here. That's nice. Wish I could find a planet that was a little bit better to colonize, though. Because this system is not very good. Alright, why don't you... How long would it take to move there? Where's the other planet? That's not terrible. 6 turns? That's a long way, but Given how dismal the other options have been, let's head there. Not good, but better than nothing, right? And, alright, this looks good here. So I scouted in the wrong direction. If I'd gone in the opposite direction, it would have been okay. But no such luck. Alright, so you pop over here. This is going to finish between turns. So that's good. And we finished research. So now we can research something else if we want.
Our scientists have made a new discovery.
Alright, let's see. Probably should pick this up just because it's cheap. It gives me the first... What does this give me? Oh, it gives me the upgraded... the next biggest hull. You start out with only the frigate-sized hull. And then this gives me the second one. It's also much cheaper than anything else. Look, these all are 17... What do these cost? 65 research points. This is 12. Might as well just pick it up because it's cheap and leads to other stuff. So, might as well. Yeah, I feel bad my colony ship went in the wrong direction, but that does happen sometimes. I don't always guess right either. Made a gamble that there'd be something core words, and there was not. So, that's life. Alright, this scout can check out the Minerva system. This one can head up here. Might be a dead end. Did radiated pop up as much? Yeah, it seems as though there's a lot of planets that are very low quality, which I'm actually okay with. Like, look at this. Radiated, toxic, volcanic, radiated. So 4 out of 5 have rolled this. Now, that's very different than the original Master of Orion, but again, I'm okay with this because later on in the game, you can settle these and make them worthwhile. You just don't want to settle them right away. I mean, it makes for an interesting dynamic, right? That you can settle these worlds, but you might not want to, basically. Yeah, the game goes for a cartoony style. I am okay with that, but I can understand not everybody's a big fan. Alright, so this ship is here. I am going to wait here, because the pirates are almost certainly going to come towards me, and take them out with this ship before moving on. If I move down here, we'll just pass each other, and then they can come back and harass me, and that'll be annoying. So let's leave that. Yes, I get the idea. You can assign population to work. Food, production, research. Yeah, it's pretty basic. Anyway, hi Lemon. Hello, Moonshine Firefly. Thanks for following. I hope you're enjoying the stream so far. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to try to crank out these 2 buildings. These buildings, so the farm is really cheap and provides food, obviously. The biosphere is really cheap and provides food and research. The research lab is also good, obviously. Anything that provides flat bonuses is good. But not as critical as the others, in my opinion. I'd also like to get some food going. So we can build this in just 3 turns. That's nice. Note, however, I am starting to pollute. So pollution basically accrues based on how much you put into... based on how much stuff you're putting into production. That's the word I'm looking for. So watch, if I put everybody into production, this will go up to +2. So you have to, and you can construct buildings that will lower it, but you have to keep an eye on this. Early in the game, it seems like your planets definitely just pile up pollution, and there's not a lot you can do about it. But useful to keep in mind. Anyway, so let's get this done in 3 turns. I'm going to drop research right now because engineering, I don't really need this tech in the immediate future. I'd rather put this towards growing faster. It's also interesting that food and production have diminishing returns, but research does not. Research is always the same, regardless of how many people are on it. So the way I've interpreted this, what I think you should do, is when planets are new, when they're young, when they're growing, you put most of your stuff in food and production, and then when they're like close to getting maxed out, like they've capped out on population, then you start dumping a lot of people in research. So research tends to start out slow, but then it accelerates. You know, it gets faster and faster as the game goes on. Which reminds me, they kind of need to increase the late game. Tech costs a little bit. Also, my game has just crashed. This is actually not the game itself crashing. It's my laptop, which seems to do this about once per day. So I'm going to close the game and then restart it, which will take, fortunately, just about 1 minute to do. And hopefully it won't do that again. The game does autosave every turn. Yeah, Zev has pointed out, missed the tech decisions. This game is a static tech tree, like a Civilization game. It does not have the brilliant variable tech tree of the original Master of Orion. So it's unfortunate in that regard. This game is, I've said this a number of times, this game is not as good as the original Master of Orion, but basically no games are. So, you know, it's a pretty high standard to live up to. So, let's just go ahead, continue. It'll pick right back up at the start of that turn. Fortunately, like I said, it does autosave each turn. So, don't really miss out on anything other than whatever that is. Just decided to zoom in on the map for some reason. Alright, yes, we know the pirates are there. I'll just redo what I did before. This would be more painful later in the game, but again, that's actually not the early access build. It's my laptop. It does this. So move the ships. What still needs orders? Yeah. Hang out here for like another turn. Yeah, so here they come. Enemy ships coming towards us. Housemen are doing fine. Still not close to another population point, but it'll get there eventually. Whoops. I guess that's okay. So everything's just moving. I think everything was already on a go-to order, so it didn't matter. Alright, what's back here? At least they have some backline worlds. Alright, so here's a gas giant. You can't use this. Later on in the game, you can terraform this into a useful planet. But right now, can't do anything with it, so it's useless right now. This system, the Sud system, has no planets, so it's not terribly useful. We'll go check out that anomaly, see what's here.
Arriving at the anomaly.
We have gained 34 credits. Okay, whoop-de-doo, that's like 1 turn's worth of income. And here's a threatening fleet. So, early game pirate raiders, strength 21. Our ship is strength 119, so I think we can take these guys. Let's watch the combat. So combat's not very good right now in this game. Feels like it's unfinished right now. Supposedly they are working on this, but it's okay if you just want to watch the combat, but if you plan on like controlling the action, it's not too good. Also, the early game ships look pretty silly. The later game ships do look a little bit better. Oh, good job shooting at that asteroid. So, come on, fire at them. Alright, there goes the missiles. There's one of the ships down. Epic combat at its finest. You should be launching missiles any second now. There we go. Also, by the way, missiles are really overpowered in this game right now. I don't think that's intended, but currently missiles are way stronger than the other weapon options. So anyway, took them out. Now let's go head this way. I guess we can't. I guess we can only attack. We can't attack and move. Something like that. Anyway, so the farmer's going to finish. That'll give +2 food, and then we'll probably, yeah, go right on to building the other.
If my calculations are correct,
Great, thanks. Can go right on to building the biosphere next because it provides food. Food is good. So now the next pop's in only 8 turns, which is good. Just get this infrastructure done, and then we're probably going to build a colony ship.
Controller, new developments require your immediate...
Okay, yes. So finally, the colony ship arrives 9 turns into the game, and we can colonize our first planet. So we'll go ahead and do that. This is just kind of like an average planet. It's not great. It's not terrible. What is it? It's like medium. Yeah. I found much better planets than this, but this was by far the best option of this planets nearby. I do like the little musical cue that's a shout out to the original Master of Orion as well, when you land on a planet. Alright, so what do we have right now? 255 credits. Let's go ahead and just cash rush the auto factory. This is when spending money makes the biggest difference. Like, we can just pound this out immediately and get that production bonus on the very first turn. Like, that's when it makes the biggest difference. You can really help out a new colony get started with a key cash rush here and there. So, alright, so we've got that. Looks good. Engineering is fine. I'm not even spending anything on research. So where am I getting 3 beakers? Oh, that's right. So I was at 2 beakers and I get 1 from the new colony. See, the new colony now produces 1 research as well. There's really no disadvantage to having more planets. More planets is better in this game, just like in classic Master of Orion, which is one thing I like. Like, there's no disadvantage to having a gazillion planets, other than the fact that the other races won't like you. Oh, now here's a good planet. This is the best one we found so far. medium size, but still good. It's Terran class though, which is why the max pop's 11, and average minerals. But look at all the food here. Very nice. All right, so this is the good. The one thing is this is a backline planet. It's pretty safe. I don't see anybody. Yeah, Orion's a dead end, so no one can come from this direction. So it's pretty far in the back lines, but very nice planet. Very nice indeed. So you head back in this direction because there's nowhere else to go. Get back to this system, and we'll go from there. Well, a lot of people would like to see the original Master of Orion remade, but I don't know. I'm not sure that it would sell that well, to be honest. I feel like this is an attempt to try and head in that direction, even though this is a very different game. By the way, you might have also seen I moved the little pop point onto food. Why? Because if something was auto-built, there was no point in working production last turn, because that would have been built anyway. Now, of course, the production would have overflowed, but it's still better to just get a turn worth of food out of that, in my opinion. So here we have a choice now on what's to do next. We're going to build the farm. We want the bonus food. I did pick the farm, right? Yeah. So we want that +2 food. We want this colony to grow faster. So I can do this, and I'll build the farm in 7 turns. But if I work food instead, I get that 2 production from the factory in the background, and I'll grow another pop point in 7 turns. So I think it makes more sense to work food, grow to size 2, then put the second person in here, and that'll help us then finish the farm. So it won't take 14 turns, it'll take probably about 9 or 10 turns. And we'll be size 2, as opposed to doing this, build it in 7 turns, but then we have no food. So, that's my logic there. What's the Orion mechanic? Well, the Guardian is over the planet. Since this was a dead-end system, I wasn't going to waste moves to come in just to see the Guardian floating over Orion. And yes, the Guardian would obviously kill whatever scout I have without a second thought. Like, wouldn't even think about it. So anyway, now we finished engineering research. I'm not going to upgrade my blueprints because the AI is really bad at doing that. Now we have our first real question, which is what is the next thing we want to research? So let's look at some of the options. This one here is like the first wealth building, Colonial Revenue Service. It's 1 credit per population. So this is useful if you need more money. We are fine on money for right now, so I'm not going to go after this right away. This one here gives you another food option. Fungal farms can be built, you can see, on tundra, desert, barren worlds. It's just like the ordinary farm, but it boosts food on like low food worlds. Something you'll want, but it's not a huge priority for us. This one lets us do more stuff in diplomacy. We haven't met anybody yet. The Class 1 shields seem to make a big difference. Like, if you want to fight someone early, the Class 1 shields do seem to help a lot, because they block some of the damage that's incoming. But I'm not planning on fighting right now. I haven't tried the scanner yet. I don't know what the scanner does, out of curiosity. This is the big one here, Cloning Center. I don't like the way this is written on the tooltip. See how it says minus 25% population growth? That sounds really stupid. It's like, wait, my population grows 20%, 25% slower? Of course, that's not what it does. It means you need 25% less food to hit the next population point. But this is a critically important building. This is like a granary in civilization terms, so this is what we're going to research next. This is the first pollution cleanup thing. It's actually very useful. We'll want this soonish too. And also the first missile upgrade. If we want to fight someone, we definitely want this. Merculites are quite good in the early game. A lot better than, what's the weapon I picked up? Neutron blast. Yeah, they're a lot better than neutron blasters because missiles are currently overpowered in the game right now. And fusion drive is an engine upgrade, which is nice, but honestly, it doesn't make as big of a difference as I thought, because see how it says travel speed 1.5? That only affects when you're traveling between systems. It does not affect travel within systems. You actually travel really slowly in this game within systems, and I'm hoping that they'll think about changing that, because honestly, even in the late game, it still takes a full move to move within the system, which is a little bit silly. But anyway, this is the one we want. Let's click done here. And this one's obviously a ways away, but, you know, we'll get there with time. So everything's moved. Biospheres in 2 turns. That'll give me a research point. I want to keep the current allocation because I'm trying to grow. I think I'll build this and build the research center, which will let me keep trickling research, and then probably build a colony ship after that. Colony ships are expensive in this game, and again, that's something I kind of like. You don't... Like, it's a real investment to build a colony ship, and you won't get one right away. Alright, is this planet any good? Not really. It is ultra-rich, so that's nice. Look at this production, 5443. But there's no food, because it's a toxic planet. No food whatsoever. We can only get food on this planet by importing it from buildings until we terraform it later on. So, yeah, not too terribly useful. Alright, so we might as well keep scouting around. I'll check out the asteroids. I doubt that there's anything in there, but we can check it out. Keep all the other ships moving. And yeah, the only really good planet we found is this one. Everything else is pretty crummy. Again, we can see all the planets we found. Look, radiated, toxic, volcanic, radiated, toxic, gas giant, and Terran. A scarcity of good worlds, but hopefully we'll find some more. We also need to get down here and check out this system. This one probably connects to these down here. This system right here, the Milaf system, looks like a strategic choke point right now. Or maybe this system here, the Alar system, because like all these worlds are kind of closed off. You can't get to them unless you go through this system here. I should have a pretty safe backline, which is nice. Always a good thing to have. Does this person who's working on the remake... yeah, he's posted at Realms Beyond before, but I don't know... I don't know what the current... The name of the project has changed a couple times. So off the top of my head, I'm not sure, unfortunately. Sorry about that, I can't think of it. Yeah, you can transform toxic planets, I believe. Again, I haven't played this game a ton, but I'm pretty sure you can. So I'm going to build the research lab, and I should be able to... Yeah, I can do it in 3 turns. 5 turns to grow, and then we can... that'll give us +2 research, so that'll take us from 4 beakers per turn to 6 per turn, and then that'll have this down to about 8 turns or so. So the builder is probably going to be research lab, colony ship, and then cloning center that gets unlocked at biotechnology. And if I say something that's wrong, I apologize. I'm still very new to this game. I've played it a tiny bit, but not much. So it looks like we explored something. We explored the asteroids here, which predictably had nothing there. No surprise. I think I'm going to